By making the shots longer, we reflected the slow-paced narrative, showing the storyline doesn't change or develop much. This helped to keep the trailer stay true to the realist genre. As our audience research showed, the teachers wanted to see a story that was more true to life. However, we found that during editing, when we only kept the shots long, the whole thing became quite boring. So we developed this by trying to mix it up a bit, and our feedback during production showed this to be a much more effective choice and still stayed true to genre. A voiceover would normally be unconventional for an independent film, but we challenged this as we thought it would fit the storyline. It's also a device to help explain the plot. We tried to keep the voiceover non-mainstream by breaking it up and spacing it throughout the trailer. I think this helped to explain the plot, and it enabled the audience to create a rapport with our central character, which helped our audience understand what was happening on screen. Films like Fish Tank and Another Year use slates to move the plot along. They also use it as if it were the voiceover itself. We did research into what kinds of things teachers would wear, and so kept the outfits simple yet smart. We noticed that our audience preferred somebody that stayed on the trendy side, but we didn't want the clothes to take away from the narrative. During the trailer, we developed the wardrobe of teachers with the addition of the motif of the glasses. It acts as an important signal that the teacher is picking up her act and getting serious, so it was key for the costume. In hindsight, the addition of the glasses might have confused our audience, as a lot of our feedback during the production got confused over whether the teacher was supposed to come across as either stupid or sexy, which was the opposite of what we wanted to achieve. We dabbled with the idea of including an apple, but we thought this was too overused, especially if we wanted to keep the independent film feel. Instead, we opted for a mug, which we used in a couple of our shots to help back up the storyline of her needing lots of caffeine to get her through the day. Just like the rest of our trailer, we wanted to keep the cast simple. 3 main characters. Our choice of characters also linked to props narrative theory. Mrs. Wright, our hero. Then we had the male teacher who was the helper and also the donor, and the rowdy pink-haired girl who was both the villain and the dispatcher. The use of narrative theory helped to keep our film on a relatable level so we could reach out to a number of different audiences. We kept the amount of main characters low so we could spend more time focusing on the lives of each. We included slates to help push our trailer along. We chose to link each slate to the title so it would make it seem more as if the main character was the one writing them. In looking back on them, I realised we may have confused our audience regarding genre, as the slates come across as more conventional of a romantic comedy rather than a realist drama. The title of the film, with the crossed out right, shows the audience that the main character is putting her own spin on things and doing it her own way. This is reflective of how we chose to make our film using an independent company rather than a mainstream one. It shows we are not bound by money-making needs and will make the film in our own way. We chose to keep the setting mainly based in a school. To reflect how a teacher's job takes most of their lives, we wanted the audience to feel, just like Miss Wright does, that she spends more time in school than she does at home, keeping a more real view of the life of a teacher. Again, the use of longer shots sets up the storyline. Also, the composition of many of the shots, particularly the shot of the students rushing into school like ants, they were really small so came across as insignificant to our main character, enforcing the idea that she doesn't care about them. We developed the genre by making the main character more approachable to a large number of people, thus drawing in a larger audience.